Hey everybody, I wanted to give you a complete breakdown of what gear I'm bringing and why for the Holbox Mexico trip. So, so the first lens I'm bringing is the Takina 16 to 28. It's a fairly heavy lens, but it's an important lens because I can get some great beach pictures with it. If there's any interesting real estate or um, houses or properties or bars or restaurants, that's going to be a good lens to use. It is a 2.8 millimeter lens, so it takes super sharp pictures and should be better in low light. The second lens I'm bringing is the Nikon 24 to 70 2.8. That's going to be my most versatile lens. I can use it for portraits. I can use it for overall wildlife. I can use it for so many different things. It is a 2.8 lens, so it's my most versatile lens. It's a great all walking around lens. If I think I'm not going to need a fixed distance to where I need to get close or far away from stuff, I can zoom in. So I like that lens a lot. The next lens I'm taking is the Takina Macro 100 f2.8D. It is a manual lens, and it is a macro lens. So wildlife, sea, even some sunsets, that will be a 1-to-1 ratio. So it's that direct ratio. Also bringing my macro lens that fits on top of that lens, the super macro conversion lens by Roynook. And that's what this looks like. So this is a good lens. It's a little different and it takes a while to getting used to, but it's a good lens for macro photography. Finally, two lenses that I don't often bring with me, but because I have the room, I'm bringing them. The 50 millimeter 1.8 and the 35 millimeter 1.8. So in low light situations, will be covered. And of course, I'm bringing the Nikon Z5 or Z6 and Z5. Um, I'm bringing an extra camera body because I have the room and I don't want to be in Mexico with and have a camera break on me. So, the Z6 will be the Z6 III will be my main camera that I use. And of course, bringing spare batteries and a battery charger for that. This is a great SD card holder. It holds micro SDs as well as regular SD cards. So this keeps them all in one place. Very important. And that's what I'm using on the still photography side. I will be bringing my DJI Mini Pro 3 drone, as well as my remote controller that has on-screen display, and two batteries, a battery pack. If I was smart, I would have done the same thing for my Insta 365 and my Insta 360 X3. I'd be bringing my X4, but I broke the lens. So not happy about that. Also, we'll be using this waterproof case. The Insta cameras are waterproof to like 60 feet or 20 millimeters, but it distorts a little bit. This will give us a much more clear picture. I did use this in Puerto Rico. I do not have the footage from Puerto Rico because I lost the camera and didn't take the SD card out before I lost it, of course. But excited to use that. Wanted to get a floating wristband to keep track of this because I live near the Gulf of Mexico. I know that the Gulf can be up to 200 feet deep. I didn't want to drop that camera and be in a place where I couldn't retrieve it. So at least if something happens, maybe I get scared by a shark or something. Maybe I get excited about something. Who knows? If something happens, I will be able to have it float rather than sink. which is, I lost a cell phone in Africa because I didn't use this when I was on a rafting trip. Got the car mount or glass mount for the X360, as well as I'll be taking a walking stick, or not a walking stick, a selfie stick. So why am I taking the Insta360? Well, because it does 360-degree photos, and it does great sunsets. The X5 does better in low light. The X3 um, will shoot in 4K if I need it to. They both shoot video. I'm more concerned with having enough batteries and stuff, so which is why I am bringing a solar powered battery charger. So I can use my Insta360s and charge them, because the batteries don't, on these machines, don't last a lot of time. But that's kind of the rationale for what I'm bringing and why. I hope you guys found that helpful. I am bringing, along with my monopod and selfie stick, I am bringing this tripod that can get, up to, probably 6 inches from the ground. It's supposed to be a little more stable so I can put my camera on it. I'll let you know what I think. I don't know. I don't know about this, but you can put this around a fence or a tree, or you just gotta be careful. But I've not used these before. I have an adapter. I can put my cell phone in this. I can also put the Insta360 in it. So we'll be taking this. I'm not going to bring a tripod per se, unless I'm underweight. And if I am, I do have a traveling tripod that I can bring. So I'll update you guys on that. Hello, welcome to a new video. So what I'm doing today is I'm going over my packing list for Holbox, Mexico. Holbox is an island just west of Cancun. I'll be flying in, taking a shuttle to the ferry, and then taking a ferry to Holbox. They don't have a lot of cars there. They do have like what they call taxis, but they're not really taxis. It will be pretty much a walking. You can rent a car in Cancun for $5 a day. I'm sure there's more fees to it, but maybe not. But I don't even want to be messing with a car. I think on the island there you can get a golf cart for like $40. I'm gonna get a bicycle. I think that might suit my needs the best. So, or I'll just walk. The weather's not supposed to be the greatest, so I'm a little concerned about the snorkeling trip with the whale sharks. One, we're not guaranteed to see whale sharks, and two, I'm only here for a limited time. So I get in Monday at noon. I get over to the ferry by 2:45. I want to give myself plenty of time to get through customs, even though I am TSA global entry, which if you are traveling either in the United States or especially globally, you need to get the TSA global entry. Last time I was in Italy, the person I came with did not have global entry, and it took him 8 hours to get through customs. It took me 45 minutes. So global entry is well worth it. Most travel credit cards will reimburse you for that $120, but it's for 5 years. And know the rules of what's going on as you travel. I haven't traveled internationally since my accident back in 2020. So I looked at my passport. It expires in August of next year. And so those rules have changed a little bit. But one rule that hasn't changed is that if you're traveling on a passport that has less than 6 months of validity left, you cannot travel outside the United States. So be sure and make sure your passport's up to date and all that kind of good stuff. I'll be renewing my passport. and I'll probably do a video on it, but it's allowing me to renew it over the internet and submit a photo. So this is new. And I would have done it before this trip, but it said it takes like up to 6 weeks to get you your passport. So I think what happens is once they get the application, they cancel your current passport and it's no longer valid for travel. So I'll be getting that. I think I might wait till around Thanksgiving time because if I get a good fare to Iceland I might go back to Cancun if it's only $275. So yesterday I was putting all my stuff in my backpack because I'm flying JetBlue and I had it in my head that I could only bring a carry-on bag. I mean, a personal item. The personal item is like 14 by 8 by 10. And my TSA backpack, which is High Sierra, it meets those standards. But I had packed that thing with a large majority of the lenses you see that I'll be going through, and as well as my snorkel, and I'm bringing an extra snorkel, and then clothing, and then personal items. So by the time I had that backpack full, it was 14 inches wide. Now I used to work for Southwest back when I first got out of college, and I've flown Ryanair in Italy and also Australia, so I know how strict they are on bags, and I didn't know how strict JetBlue was, but I know what Spirit's like, so I knew they were not going to let me carry on my backpack as my personal item. So I asked GPT how much it was going to be to upgrade my ticket to where I could have a carry-on, and it informed me that in September of 2024, JetBlue changed their policies. Um, Even the basic fare tickets get a carry-on. So I was very happy to hear that. I didn't believe it because sometimes GPT can be wrong. So I went to the website of JetBlue, and sure enough, you get one carry-on bag and one personal item every ticket, which is awesome. So it just said, you might have to gate check your carry-on because you're in the last boarding group. Now, somehow I'm in boarding group C, so that might be the last one. But if I'm in C, I'm sure I'll be able to get my carry-on on. So very happy about that. So I'm redoing the packing list and I'm rethinking what I'm bringing because I wouldn't be bringing the 50 and 35 millimeter 1.8 lenses. I wasn't going to bring my 18 to 28 wide angle lens. That's my real estate workhorse. And I'm probably going to bring an extra camera body just because I have the space. I mean, now I went from having one bag to two, and I feel like I've won the lottery. I'm excited to try this out. I used one in Puerto Rico with what I think are pretty good results, but then I lost the camera. So without taking the disc out. So mistake I made. Um, so we'll see. We'll see how it all gets put together. Um, like I said, I'm going to Holbox. I'm staying at a hostel, which I'm a little apprehensive about. I've never stayed at a hostel before. So that's going to be an interesting experience. I mean, I've stayed at some really nasty hotels, so I figure, how much worse can it be? I guess I'll let you know. Um, I'll be probably posting this video in different forms. I'll be posting it at Capturing Chris because it's part of the 61-day challenge. where I'm posting 61 videos in 61 days or 2 months to just get to know how to use YouTube and how to make videos. And then I have a travel channel called Capturing the Journey, and this will be good content talking about what I'm bringing and what I'm planning to do in Holbox. And then I'll probably post it on my Capture by CK, which is my real estate media company YouTube channel. Capture the Journey is the name of my YouTube channel. I haven't even started it yet. I have the name reserved. So I'm trying to get some videos made and ready to go, because with that one, I'm going to be doing travel, hotel reviews. I'm going to review it. I'm going to review on a hotel as a family, like if it's their final destination, or if they're stopping there for their destination down the road. And then also from the road warrior point of view. So it's a different mindset. Some hotels are more geared towards business travelers, road warrior, and some hotels are more geared to families. So I think that's kind of a unique perspective. But and on all the channels, I'll be giving photography tips and what I do and how I do it to kind of walk you through that. So I'm taking a selfie stick, of course. I think I'm gonna throw another one in there because I have the room suddenly. I can take up to 50 pounds on the ferry, so that should be good. Holbox is really close to Cozumel. I've been to Cozumel several times, and the snorkeling there is amazing. I hope the weather holds out for me. I don't know if it's going to or not. You can't. I made a mistake. I bought the cheapest fare on JetBlue just because I'm on a budget. So I should have either planned the trip just a little better or bought a different fare ticket, because I could have changed it, even going standby. But lesson learned. But then again, my week kind of opened up for me, so I don't have to be back right away, except for my mom. Um, so we'll see. But it's so inexpensive to stay here. I'm staying at the hostel. It's $40 a night or $30 a night. It's $30 a night, which is crazy. And then a little concerned with what I'm going to eat, but I'm thinking I'll get some seafood or some fruit. I'll be fine. I need to lose a few pounds anyway. The other thing that's going on a little differently today is I'm using a Rhodes shotgun mic, because that CM31 microphone is just annoying the shit out of me. I used it this morning and it worked fine, but you can't see the the lights to know if it's recording or not. One, especially if you're outside, so you gotta like put your hand over it and kind of occlude the sunlight. So that's a pain in the ass. They need to make that brighter. And two, if it's in your pocket, you can mute yourself. My video yesterday was muted for the whole video. So at least with this, I can see I'm using the Z6. So I can see if everything's recording correctly. I'll have my Samsung Ultra with me as well to take pictures. So I'm just the island of Holbox. I've never been to it. I've talked to people that've been there. They say it's amazing. So I don't know what type of photos I'm gonna get. I'm gonna try and get some lifestyle photos on the island, and if it's raining, I'll probably go down to the beach. I'll take some macro of shells or whatever. But I and if I need to, I'll just rest, because frankly, I'm a little tired. Um, but either way, I'm very excited. So the most important thing is that I get to see a whale shark. So the tour does not offer refunds. If we don't get to see a whale shark the first day, they do let you go out on a second day. I think they're in business to find whale sharks, so I think we'll see them. But we'll see. You can't go scuba diving with them, which is interesting. I don't know why. but it's snorkeling only. So I got my full face snorkel. And I've had a problem using that in the Keys. When they first came out, they thought it caused carbon monoxide poisoning or something. And so I'm bringing a second snorkel just in case, or I might not. I might just have one that I can rent or purchase one on the island. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Taking sunscreen, of course, taking my toiletries and all that stuff, clothes. I'm bringing like 5 shirts, 3 pairs of pants, 2 long sleeve shirts that are for the sun. I'll wrap some of the shirts. I'll wrap the lenses in the shirts. I'm not going to take the protective cases for the lenses. I need just wrapping in clothing should be fine. But tomorrow morning, my flight's it boards at 11. So international flight, I got to get there, probably 10. I'm not, it's Tampa. So I'm not going to have any check bags. If I check it, it'll be at the gate. So don't have to worry about that. And I'm going to park at the mall, the West Shore Mall. So parking at Tampa has gone up to $18 a day. And I know we're spoiled. That's not a lot of money. It used to be 10, then it went to 12, and now it's 18, which used to be the short-term parking price. So I can park at the airport, $18 a day, 5 days, I don't know, $70. No, it's $90. Or I can go to the mall, pay $3 a day, and take an Uber to the airport. The mall is only like 6 minutes from the airport. And this mall has a lot of anchor stores that are no longer there. A Sears and a couple other ones. So there's plenty of parking, and then the Uber ride's like going to be $12. So for $40, half the price, I'm going to park a little bit farther away, but it's worth it. And I know some of you guys, I talked to a friend of mine up in the Northeast. He's paying $70 a day in Boston. It's just insane. So if you want to find out if I see a whale shark and what else I do in Mexico, please subscribe and comment. If there's some things I need to be doing, I probably won't see them before I go. This video is not going to be released till after I get there, but I might see it or I might not. And if I don't, I'm probably going to go back because you can't beat this $275 round trip 2-hour flight to Cancun. I'll go to Cozumel next time. I'll go to the Mexican ruins, the ancient ruins. So much stuff to do in Mexico as long as it's safe. And they're saying it might not be, but I think it will be fine. When I was in Africa, I mean, we had armed guards with us at all times, so I'm used to being in unsafe or not the safest situations, so I'm not worried about that. And I think the story about the 7,000 National Guard troops from Mexico being in Cancun was a little exaggerated, kind of clickbait type like stuff. So I'll let you know. And the difference between when I tell you and what you're reading in the news is I'll give you my perspective that will be what's really going on as far as I can tell. So if you like stuff like that, please let me know. And also let me know if there's a place you think I should be going. On the Capturing the Journey channel, I'm going to 175 state parks in a 1-year time span. More because I bought a state park pass and it's good for a year. And but we'll start doing that content and you'll see that here too. So that's the update for today. So thanks so much for joining us, and we will talk to you very soon. Until then, have a great day or a great rest of your night, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.